Karibu mtazamaji wetu katika kipindi cha leo cha Mambo Leo na Lolani. Na leo tuna mengi sana ambayo tumeandaa, hususan kwako wewe ambaye umekuwa ukitufuatilia, na bila shaka yatakuwa ya manufaa kwako. Hivi leo hiki ni kipindi maalum. Mada yetu ya leo ni kuhusiana na hili swala la nchi inayojulikana kama Haiti, ambapo kuna tetesi za nchi yetu kuongoza harakati za kudhibiti amani katika nchi hiyo, na moja kwa moja na kupeleka Paris. Niko naye Dennis Kosgei ambaye atanijulisha mara moja wageni wetu wa leo, kisha mimi nitampa pass kidogo hapa kwa leo, anzishe kipindi, kisha nitakuwa nawe baada ya muda usiokuwa mrefu. Karibu Dennis, utufahamishe wageni tulionao, kisha tuanze mara moja.
Unajua Lolani, kila wakati unanipa pass hivi na chisi mnyonge, na I think it's always a great opportunity to work with you, inspiration to many people. So, and
soyez le bienvenu.
Uko salama Lolani? Yeah, okay.
Niko salama.
Nimesikia umepotea huko Northern Kenya. Sijui uko wapi? Western.
Niko Isiolo.
Hiyo safari unafanya, I think it's a very important thing, sababu you're focusing more on the young generation. That I think all the conversations that we're having in Mambo Leo are kind of focused on what future really do we want. And talking of future, really, I think since we started this this project, we've not really had a very clear way forward, but now things are getting clearer and clearer, and we are beginning to see ways in which we can serve our purpose. And today, apart from the usual suspects like MC Kiptagut, Weldon Correll, we have someone very special. We have Fabiano in the US. Thank you so much for making time for us. And I'm going to give a very brief background about Fabiano, because I cannot say who you are better than you can do yourself. Fabiano is an amazing person of Haitian national. And I think the greatest thing about having her here is what is happening now around the world. And she's the best person to shed a light on all that. When I say around the world, of course, I think everyone will rush to Ukraine, Israel. There are conflicts that take hundreds of years in this planet that have not been solved yet. And some of those conflicts include Haitian case, where there is a mistrust, betrayal, there is intentional sabotage. And without going deeper into that, hi Fabiano, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. It's a pleasure for me to be here, and thanks for the invitation, and also thanks to Mr. Weldon for the invitation. It's a pleasure for me to be on the platform and to discuss about the Kenya lead mission in Haiti, and which is Haitian really appreciate that. Thank you.
Welcome.
The pleasure is ours. The pleasure is ours.
Thank you.
So let me take you straight to the question that everyone is asking themselves. What's the situation now? What's the current situation now in Haiti? How is it like?
Haiti is facing a terrific moment right now, I can say. As someone who is born and raised in Haiti, so being raised in Haiti and in the 90s, so it's kind of always like we can see Haiti is a country always face insecurity. Going to school, when I go to school, my parents always care, I can get shot and get kidnapped because they have so many different gangs operate in Haiti, which is they are more powerful than the police compared to the gang they have. They have much stronger material than the police national.
Hey, wait there just a little bit. How you are saying the gangs have more sophisticated weapons than the police? If I got that right.
Yes. So that's why it's a little difficult for the police to do disarmament from the gun. Pretty much. Basically, this is it. in Haiti. Where you
And
can say the gang control Haiti right now.
yeah, I understand that you left your country at 19 years old. What was it like when you were growing up in Haiti?
It was difficult. Like I say, going to school. Like some day we don't have school. Like some here we can even like go to school every day. Because the situation, protests and then gun violence between the gang. They fighting to each
Yeah.
other, and then they control different neighborhood in Haiti, especially in Port-au-Prince. I would say more Port-au-Prince. So it's really horrific. Like I used to go to school and then working in the streets on my way to school, gunshot, I have to lay down on the ground, and when you wake up, as you can see, the street is empty. So it was horrific. Like I even can get kidnapped. I lose friends and family from kidnapping. When they kidnap you, they ask you how much of sum of money, which is the group of gangs. So sometimes the family
Yeah.
don't even have the money they ask, and it's in US dollars. With Haiti, is Haitian good, which is the money, the US value is so high value than the Haitian good.
And
So
that was 7 years ago when you left Haiti. More than 7 years ago, sorry.
more than 8 years ago, I can
More than
say.
8 years ago, yeah. More than 7 years ago, more than 8 years ago, whichever.
Yeah.
But nothing has changed so far. From what you just told us, it's kind of nothing has changed.
Not really. I can say it's become to be worse. Right now you can see on the news if you're watching like Haitian travel to Chile, and from Chile they work month to cross the South America, from Chile, like Colombia, and they have to cross Mexico, and other like to come to the United States border. They can be able to get to US because they feel their life is threatening. They need to save their family, so they really to put their life in danger and sacrifice. Yeah.
So there are these incidences of illegal crossings, very dangerous routes that people take to get the US. Young
Yes.
people do that.
Young and old people, everyone, little children. If you have like a children, I have my friends so close to me, like she died 2 years ago by crossing from Chile to the US. At that time, she just having a baby, and then she have to save herself with the baby.
Wow.
She was 25 years old. When she arrived in Mexico, she lose her life because she walked a lot from Chile to Mexico. It was a long way to go by feet.
Wow. Recognizing all the problems that Haiti is facing, what is the mentality of the neighboring countries like the US, or all the Latin American countries? Are they supportive of Haitians coming to their territory?
I would say right now, like I don't know if you heard about a program called Parole from Biden. Biden put a parole program, like if you have any friends and family member in the US, they can literally apply for you, and they give you like 2 years permanent residence in the United States. You can come as a Haitian. They have other country, also Cuba is in the program, just to help some Haitian to leave the country. Pretty much, yes, they have some program we help.
Yeah, that's the US. What of the other countries?
Pretty much, as you can see on the media, what's going on right now between Haiti and Dominican Republic is not a good
Yeah.
relationship. So some Haitian, like literally, like they killing Haitian and Dominican Republic, which is racism. This is something Haiti been facing with Dominican Republic since a long time ago. Pretty much is really difficult for Haitian living in Dominican Republic. Some of them go there. They become illegal. Because the situation of Haiti, they have a visa, they overstay on the visa, which is they deport them back to Haiti, and pretty much is really tough for.
Yeah. Do you know? Do you have any idea what's the relationship like between Haiti? Although I don't know, how am I going to consider Haiti now? Is it a government? Is there a government?
We don't have a government. I can say after the assassination of the presidents, we have a prime minister, which is the country is not stable, so we cannot have any election. So pretty hard. So by seeing like Kenya want to involve for security, helping Haiti. So and I was quite of like, oh, okay. So that's really interesting. That's the most important part Haiti need right now because
we'll come to that. We'll come to that because I think it's a question also that I think you will help us also enlighten our viewers on it. But there is one country I would like to focus on, Cuba. Cuba has a very long history of being socialist, pro-African, and I don't know what's the perception of Cuba towards Haiti, and have they tried to do anything to stabilize the situation? I know Cuba is a small country with its own problems, but you know, when someone wants to do something, at least they can support you in the UN, the way Kenya is doing, in a small way, but it can be felt.
I can't really say like Cuba really been a always great country to Haiti, but they are facing their own issue as well.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So they're not really as much really focusing that part, that's not something I judge them, to be honest. Yeah, pretty much I can say.
Yeah, and the fact that you are studying international policy and diplomacy, I think this puts you in a position where you can talk to the world about your country. What can you tell us about your country? Just any historical fact that you think it will be interesting for us to know.
I would say Haiti is a beautiful country, good people, like we have a lot to offer in culture. So, like the way the social media like sell us sometimes show always the bad part. Haiti has beautiful part. We're strong, intelligent people in Haiti. So I can say.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that. Since the moment, I think you're the first person I've spoken to. And when we started this conversation, we started talking in French, and then we switched to English. Just you speak the two languages natively, and that's for us by itself, it's amazing.
Yeah, so we have Haiti has a lot to offer, I can say. So we have so many monument history, which is one of them was recognized by UNESCO, which is La Citadelle, La Feria, which is the Nova, this is a palace made by Henri Christophe. He was I can say like he was a king in Haiti. So he built that palace just to control when French was coming at that time before Haiti independence. He can oversee the French crossing Haiti border. So that's pretty much. And we have Fort Jacques, which is Dessalines, who was fighting for our independence. We are the first Black nation free in history as Haiti.
Yeah. Sorry for catching you, but it's kind of emotional when you say that. The first African country to be free. And here we are. Yeah, here we are. Really. I'm sorry catching you on that, but it's kind of emotional. It kind of touches everyone, especially the people who are following this chain, because we come from Africa. Eventually, we've met life in Europe, all over the world, across the world, but we remain Africans. And I think that's where our struggle started, isn't it?
Sure. Yes, and also we have good food as well. So I don't know if you know some Haitian dishes, soup jumeau, which is the pumpkin soup. Like we all have it.
What did you say it's called? What did you say it's called?
Pumpkin soup. We call it soup jumeau in Quebec, but it's made with pumpkin. So, and also we have a lot to offer. And also I can say like Haiti help a lot of country. We really love to help. Like when you say Venezuela, we was involved in Venezuela independence. So we even help Greece. I was surprised. I was reading the other day. So we involved in so many country and even fighting friends and help take New Orleans back for United States. Like most of the time when I say, oh, without Haiti, they will not have United States, people ask me why. And at that time, the Polish army was the powerful army at that time. So if Haiti wasn't stop them and fight against them, they will come to wipe United States. Even after that, there was taking New Orleans from United States, Haiti fight and give it back to United States as well.
Yeah, I see. And I think there's some sort of a feeling that all the Western countries in 1900s, that time when Haiti declared its independence, kind of came up against Haiti. And that feeling has not gone away up to now. Do you feel the same? Kind of Western countries are kind of determined to make an example out of Haiti, that don't try to go on living your life without us. Do you have that feeling, or am I the only one?
I can say I totally have the feeling. I feel like Haiti was so much focused on other country, forget itself. And they end up in this situation. I mean, it's good to help, but always put yourself first. It's not selfish, pretty
Yeah,
much.
and it got too much of attention for such a small country, really. I remember this incident where when the French soldiers now surrounded Haiti and they gave them an option whether to pay reparation to France for their independence and for all the slaves that Haiti freed, or they could be bombarded. And I think that kind of that was like almost 5%. All the PP of sorry, I'm mixing French. All the GDP of the country, which the country could pay even over hundreds of years. And I think up to 2003, Haiti was still paying that debt to France, and France cannot pay back that debt. And there was a Haitian president who was exiled enough to Africa in 2003 because he raised that question. And I've never believed that the young problem in Haiti could not be solved by the US if they wanted to. And why did the US just decide to help Haiti to get rid of guns?
I believe like this is something I always debate with my colleague in diplomacy. First of all, like looking at Haiti, don't make any guns, so it have to come from another country. Pretty much,
Yeah.
I can literally say is a profit as well, by like selling gun to Haiti. So is interest also, pretty much. So, I mean, the first thing Haiti have to do, like we need help for disarmament. And then we have to stop where the gun come from, the source. So that's something really I will appreciate. Like when Kenya show up on the mission, that's something to focus. And I know it's gonna be very challenging for Kenya, especially another country. I believe you guys have to study about Haiti and understand our background to pretty much help us in security and also and equipment also and help us to reinforce the police national in Haiti and training. That's something Haiti really needs. But I think everything has to start from us as a Haitian. We have to come together, and also disarmament will be a big thing, and we should not waiting on the US to help us only. We need to do our part. So I believe is entries as well. Like you say, like why the US don't stop. Is entries like selling gun to Haiti and making money. Yeah.
If you think of it really, there's no reason that guns can overrun a country that's just like, I don't know, 200 miles from New York, I think. And the US being a superpower in the world, they are policing everyone across the world, in Afghanistan, everywhere, in the North Pole, in the South Pole. But they cannot solve a little problem in their backyard. For me, I think maybe there's a deeper reason more than that. And also, I understood that there's a mistrust of Haitians. They don't trust the Western countries anymore, based on what have been happening since they claimed their independence. And I think the fact that Kenya is coming in, maybe it's going to change the tone a little bit. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think Kenya can manage this task?
I believe Kenya can be, because it's gonna be beneficial for Haiti, especially like helping the police reinforce when it's coming to technology for security. Haiti we need that. Enforcement and for the police national Haiti for training. I'm pretty sure I can see Kenya can help. But is the way there will be a portion, like I don't know how they're gonna deal with the gun So it's kind of really challenged. And it's not only one group, they have so many. And as Mr. Wellington know, he was in Haiti. So
Yeah, I kind of figured out the way you started answering that question that your response is not really 100% sure that there could be a success, but you're saying it's not going to be that easy.
yeah, I know it's not. It's gonna be challenging. So,
Yeah.
but I thank Kenya so much because most of the time, like most country have Haiti with food and all the stuff is not what Haiti really needs. We really need security because without security, we cannot do nothing. Like no development in the country without stabilities. You know.
Sure. You had mentioned before, but what do you think Kenya should do first before even deploying police to Haiti? What do you think should be the first step that Kenya should take?
I mean, they need to study Haiti, background and like especially like looking at all the we approach like to defend your enemy, you have to study your enemy, which is the gun, I would say, kind of an enemy for Kenya, I would say. So pretty much basically and we need like equipment, to defeat the gun. So because the Haitian police don't really have a strong equipment, like I mentioned. So, and then technology, as I say, for security, and that will really help Kenya.
Yeah.
And also our language. They need to speak French, or even Creole.
Well, no, look at you. Why not the other way? You should speak Kiswahili.
Yeah, very much.
But you said it's clear. I think Kenya should don't just rush into the project because I think Kenya is a country that's rising very quickly in the international scene, and they want to prove a point out of Haiti. I think what you are saying is to take their time and study Haiti, and it's a good thing that we have Kenyans who have worked all over the world in militaries of other countries. We have Weldon who served in the French Foreign Legion. That's the elite force of the French army, and not just for the French army, but French Foreign Legion, for those people who don't know, is some sort of a rapid deploy unit for NATO. So it's kind of the very key piece of European and NATO security system. And the fact that he was in Haiti, I think it gives us also as Mamboleo an opportunity also to interrogate this question from two perspectives. And I would like to invite Weldon if you're here, because this thing is getting a little bit complex from this point henceforth.
Thank you, Dennis. Yes, I'm here, and thank you for inviting me tonight to be with you.
Yeah, now it's been like some months now. I don't know when you came back, but not so long ago you were in Haiti, and I would like you to tell us actually what was your feeling? What did you experience there when you arrived at Haiti? What was that first thing that came into your mind? What was the first thing that you saw? Of course, it can be anything. It can be a smell of soup, just someone crossing the door, the road, a woman, a dog, anything.
Dennis, the first thing when I arrived in Haiti that I noticed is that I felt like I was in Kenya. I felt like actually I was in Africa. In fact, when I arrived, I was supposed to be picked by one of my organization's vehicle. The driver was supposed to, the designated driver was supposed to pick me up, but he took some time. And during that time, many Haitians at the airport, actually, they were speaking with me in Haitian Creole because they thought I was one of them. So honestly, I felt like I was in Africa. It was the first time for me, and there's no difference between Haiti and African countries. Yes.
So for you even feel that we should invite Haiti to African Union?
Yes, actually, they were in African Union as this. They were actually the sixth region. I think it's called the sixth region in sixth African region at the moment.
They were or they are currently?
They were and they left, but they are currently termed as the sixth region of Africa, African Union. So yes,
Which means they are technically in African Union, but not as members. I don't know.
yeah,
Well,
they are not a member of. They are not member of African Union.
Fabiano, do you understand the arrangement? Yeah. Did we lose? Did we lose Fabiano?
No,
Yeah.
I'm
Okay. Do you understand the arrangement? Don't leave because I'm going to leave you with Weldon just briefly. I wanted to be here because Weldon is a Kenyan. He has experiences in Haiti. You are born in Haiti, and I think what a perfect time that we could have you both and talk about this. So this question of Haiti belonging to African Union, can it be clarified? I don't know. I'm not sure about it.
Yeah, as I said, they are not members of the
pretty much
African Union.
Yeah, they're not. They're a part of CARICOM, I believe, the Caribbean. All the Caribbean country has the platform with CARICOM, which is Guadeloupe, Martinique, and so many. Haiti is a part of CARICOM.
Okay, sure. So now there's the question, there's something that you mentioned briefly, the police in Haiti. You didn't say anything about military. So there's no military in Haiti. And I'm going to leave you to debate that with Weldon. What happened in the beginning, in the first place, and do Haiti need military? Weldon, you can go.
Actually, yes, I would say Haiti, the military was disbanded before because of a lot of coup d'etat, they would say. The history of the military in Haiti was, as I understood, was too strong, and there was a lot of coup d'etat, and they actually disbanded. The Americans actually came in and disbanded the military, and gave the police national de Haiti more responsibility, which is why we have, in my own understanding, being in Haiti is the main reason why we have a lot of gangs controlling territories, because most of this responsibility is supposed to be the military responsibility. So most of the time, the police national de Haiti, the national police of Haiti, are stretched, and they are dealing with the militia, a gang, which is more of a militia that is supposed to be handled by the military. Just like the way we had Sapaot Land Defense Forces in Mount Elgon in Kenya. It was no longer a police responsibility because they were too strong and they were in militia formation. So the military, it becomes a military responsibility to handle them. And right now we have they have elements of the military unit forming up, training and all this stuff, but they don't have enough military personnel yet. It is not yet a military force that I would say would deal with anything. The reason why we have Kenya sending actually the police is because they are going to support the police national de Haiti. Otherwise, if we had a military there, definitely it would have been the military to be sent to support and train the military in Haiti. That's why you see it's the police who has to go there, because the only legally force that is in place is the police national de Haiti, which is doing a lot of job as a police, and at the same time required to respond to missions that are, according to me, are supposed to be military or special forces kind of to handle those kind of missions. Yes.
Yeah. Fabiano, do you think should this Kenyan-led mission in Haiti maybe become successful? Do you think Haiti should maybe think of reorganizing its military? Do you think it's a good idea?
Yeah, I think is by Kenya show up and send the one police to Haiti military. That's will help Haiti to build a trust with the population between Kenya. And also I think is really helpful also Haiti, like Mr. Welton say, like Haiti don't really have a military. We don't really have it for quite a long time. So it's really helpful to rebuild that military team, and Kenya will be able to help. And then to back up the police. That's what we're facing, the hard situation. We don't really have military. The police is, they are alone, cannot fight against the gun.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was really, really clear. So, well done. You just told us when you arrived, the feeling that you felt like as if you were at home, and it made you feel like if there's anything you could do to stabilize this country, you could. What would you do? Maybe if you are in a position to advise people who are organizing this mission in Kenya, what should be the first thing they should do?
Exactly. When I arrived, and of course, I had more information on what's going on the ground. The first biggest security risk is kidnapping, because
Yeah.
even these gangs actually they use a lot of kidnappings to even fundraise and sustain themselves. So they actually kidnap more of the Haitians nationals than even the international people. So this is one of their way to fundraise and sustain themselves in a way. And I knew that one of the highest risk would be even between the airports and where I was going would be a likelihood of kidnapping. And as Fabiola mentioned, that they are well equipped. Their sophistication is a military grade weapons from actually the US, which is the neighbor, which
Yeah.
all kind of weapons they have are originally from the US. So one of the things that I noticed as a security consultant in Haiti was that as much as the police national are doing their job, they are doing too much. They are underpaid. The morale is so low. They are targeted by the gangs. They cannot do this alone. So they need a force outside, international force. This has been always my idea, or my view in this Haiti situation, to have an international force coming in and support and give a serious support to Haiti National Police to be able to carry operations in places where we have gangs. And as Fabiola mentioned about the gangs, you have to understand that Haiti has more than 300 gangs groups, 300 gang groups in different places, and 80% of Port-au-Prince, which is like has been taken over by the gangs, like the most powerful gangs. So they control the capital city, and they actually control all the major routes and axes to enter and to leave the city. Sometimes they can actually paralyze the fuel, which is the fuel is the main does everything for Haiti. They depend on everything. Haiti depends, actually, their infrastructure depends on fuel. When you talk about electricity, you talk about anything that comes with it, is all about fuel. So these gangs sometimes can go into the main terminal and block the main terminal for several weeks, and nothing works. The country goes on blackouts. The hospitals, the emergency places, the clean water that brings about waterborne diseases like cholera. So these gangs actually can cause a lot of damage that needs, and the police cannot do this alone. They don't have the capacity.
Yeah.
They don't have the numbers.
So
Yes.
you, well done, you are talking of just supporting the police to be able to
Yes.
undertake the operations. You've not said anything about maybe negotiating and maybe having some sort of peaceful conversation with these gangs, and maybe, I don't know, is there a possibility of that?
Yeah. As these are gangs, These are gangs that also, some of them started actually genuinely as vigilantes in different neighborhoods to protect themselves, because the system has failed. So the socio-economic political systems in Haiti have totally collapsed. So it does not only mean that you go and shoot each other with gangs, but you also have to have a plan behind it that will support the social and economic and political situation. When I mention about political situation, the government of the day now, since the assassination of the president, Jovenel Moïse, is an acting government that is not supported by majority of the Haitians. There is always protests from the population. So this international force is supposed to go there, stabilize the situation, and allow, for me, a democratic government to come in. This is the only way you can start solving issues, because once you have an international force coming in, dealing with the gangs, allowing that environment for democratic elections to go on, people will start. These are the processes that will actually start healing Haiti, so that they can have their own government and the systems are put in place. And concurrently, the police, the mission led by Kenya will be supporting, strengthening, and training the police, the Haitian police.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for you, that's the route. But maybe also, no one else talked about the economic support that the country might need, because from all the things that I've had, despite the fact that it's not a big country, maybe every not military, but police intervention that goes into Haiti maybe should be accompanied by sort of financial support or economic support to enable the incoming government, for instance, to provide essential services and to make people feel that the government is working for them. Because eventually, if people don't have anything to lose, they will go on a rampage. I don't know, do you think it's necessary to package this intervention to include some sort of economic stimulus packages?
Of course, Haiti has been receiving support, aid, majorly going to humanitarian aid. And I know that the humanitarian assistance has been supported by different organizations across the world. Yeah. And economically, after this, there's a lot to be done in Haiti and that needs a lot of international funding. Yes.
Okay. So now, from this point, I know maybe I've not even gone up to half of the questions that I wanted to ask Fabiola, because really I don't know when are you coming back. I was so excited to have you, and I think you can see that. But I love to open the floor for the rest of the guys, and eventually we will transition to Kiswahili, and then at that point you can go. Okay, Lolani, if you're still there, if you have a few questions for Fabiola before she leaves. And I think we had also MC Kitabut.
Merci infiniment. My first question is, what is your take about Kenya leading this peacekeeping mission to Haiti?
I think, Lolani, it's not a peacekeeping. I think it's an intervention.
It's a what?
It's an intervention, because
intervention. Yeah, it's an intervention. But
yeah.
But the peacekeeping is the main.
Yeah, I think the term has been used so much by the UN to the point that it should mean maybe there was war, and there are two factors that might come back to war. So you send a force to dissuade, not to fight, not to do anything, but just to keep the peace. You know, there is peace. So you want the peace to continue. So in Haiti now, we could say there is war. So we need intervention. So I just
to stop the war. To stop the war. And if you do that, then you bring peace.
So yeah, once you stop the war, you send in a peacekeeping force.
A peacekeeping now.
Yeah, to keep the peace, you know, for some time, to let things settle down.
Maybe Fabiola could help define these terms for us for now.
Yeah, sure.
before you go?
Excuse me, can you say the question again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, is it a peacekeeping mission or is it an intervention for stopping the war and then bringing peace? Or what is it?
I think it's a conflict between gangs and Haiti. So
Yeah.
yeah, I believe like that's gonna help. Like I think we need to use diplomatic, like we need mediator. I don't know which I will that's a question to ask, or like Kenya will use mediations between the gang because we need that and that mission to negotiate with the gang. So how are we gonna do that? I will not say negotiate it like
And yeah, and as you have mentioned, the French itself is a bit different from the French we know, and Kenyans are not even French speaking. What do you think will happen there? Because they have to communicate with gangs and with those people who are fighting or are surviving in a very peculiar manner.
Yes. I was reading an article earlier. I see the Kenya mission, some of them learning French right now, before they send them to Haiti, which is quite interesting. So I think Kenya will need a mediator, someone who is like speak both language, at least speak French and or Haitian Creole and Kenyan. They can like intervene between the Haitian community or the gang and the Kenya military, which is really helpful because language can be a barrier. So we have to have both body have to understand each other to do the work, make it easy.
So back to my question is, how is the intervention going to work? And there's this barrier of language in the first place.
Like I say, like I think we can find a mediator. Maybe Weldon, he speaks French and Haitian Creole, so it can be intervened as an example, like translate for both party. That will be help. So to negotiate between the two party. So I don't know if I'm responding to your questions.
Yeah, you are sacrificing Weldon. Yeah, we donate him.
And maybe to add on what she said, first of all, to respond to the question of is it a peacekeeping or is it an intervention force? No, it's not a peacekeeping, it's an intervention force. This time around, in order to the Haitian government actually requested for intervention force to help them because they said actually we can no longer handle the gangs. So they need an intervention force. That means a team that can actually go on operations with the gangs. As we know, like the history between 2004 and 2017, we had MINUSTA that was led by the Brazilian military, which is Brazilian military is one of the strongest militaries in the world, I would tell you, and they did not succeed. And this was not their mission, though. You have to understand Brazil has almost the similar problems in favelas that is normally handled by military in favelas to deal with gangs. They have the most dangerous gangs come from favelas in Brazil. And they have a team, they even have a special team called Pope that handles this. But Brazil, they were there from 2004 to 2017 in Haiti, and they did not solve the gang issue. And these are military; they are not police. The reason why is because one of it might have been because they came in after after the earthquake issue as peacekeeping, because after the earthquake there were a lot of problems, the gang, a lot of issues. So they came in to keep peace and help in reconstruction. But they were later accused of sexual abuses, and cholera, because they say they are the one responsible for bringing cholera that killed over 10,000 people. The same thing. So you have to understand even the history of the Haitian people. They are worried about the team that is coming. So to answer your question, it's an intervention. This MINUSTA was peacekeeping, and we have seen that peacekeeping doesn't solve it. Yeah, because peacekeeping, they are mainly their strategy is not to engage with the gangs, but this team, they are going to work together with the police national, the Haiti. And to respond to the question of language barrier, of course, yes, Fabiola have decided to sacrifice me, but for the sake of our country. But it's my job. It's my job. So if Fabiola, you propose me, definitely I will respond because it's my job. But language, with my own experience in going to different countries, in operations in different countries, you barely have time to talk with your enemy, my friend. You can't talk.
So now tell us, now tell us, what was the mission when you went there to Haiti yourself? Was it a peacekeeping, or what was it?
No.
How different is it? How different is it now and then?
No. I have never gone there as wearing my military fatigues or representing any government. I went there. Yeah. I went there as a very neutral person. My job actually was to negotiate for humanitarian access. That means my job actually was even to have gangs in a round table and discuss and ask them to create humanitarian access to go to places where there are gang violence. So I was.
Now you are fit to go there again, eh? right now.
Of course, I'm always ready.
So you, both of you, Lolani and Fabiola, I think you are going round and coming back to Weldon. So I think this conversation will end up as if like we brought Weldon here to pressure him
to be sacrificed
the job. But it's not that, isn't it?
Okay. Okay.
Did we have MC Keep the Boot? He disappeared.
So to add also, one of the things that really will help Haiti are people like Fabiola, Thomas, because they are young scholars in diaspora that are actually, there's a large population of Haitian in diaspora, especially in the US diaspora. And these are the people that deserves a conducive environment to go back home and build their country with all the skills that they have and all the experiences that they have acquired. If you see when I was in Haiti, when you see most of the structures, the new buildings and everything, they're actually from the diasporians from the US. Maybe Fabiola can tell us more about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is most of us like coming to United States, so is to educate ourselves and the way we can represent our country. I can say like Haiti inspired me to be a diplomat. Being born and raised there, see what's going on, and I begin to ask myself a question: what should I do to help? So as a Haitian, this is my job to come and then help my country. So I've been inspired to go to diplomacy, and I say I can represent my country in the United Nations and stand for my own people and use my voice for other Haitians as well. So as Mr. Ranton say, yes, a lot of us in diaspora, so we're here to build ourselves educated and then come back home and help the community when it's come from education, so study other systems, so to see what we can bring like in Haiti for help when it's coming.
So when do you intend to go back? When are you going back?
The only thing that I didn't go back
now that the Kenyans are going, now that the Kenyans are planning to, are you now safe to go back?
I mean, if I get hired to go, yes, I would go, to be honest. But the only reason I'm still here is because insecurity. If Haiti have security right now, I'll be the first one on the airplane and out there.
Yeah, I understand. And Fabiola, before you leave, once the everyone has finished asking you questions, I'm going to give you, maybe if you want to drink a glass of water, just do it calmly, because you are going to to speak to Kenyans, and then I want you to address one person in particular, the president of Kenya. Like let's say, like you met him, you are talking to him, what will you tell him? And to Kenyans, I think Kenyans don't know much about your country. If you had an opportunity to speak to Kenyans for like 1 minute, just about your country, what will you tell them? To like your country, first of all, and then secondly, to understand the challenges that your country is facing. And then another thing, if there was an opinion to be swinged, because everything that the government does, anyway, it comes down to the public opinion. If the public is against it, the government is against it. So if there were an opinion to be swinged towards Haiti, what will you tell them? That this is their cause. This is not only the cause of Haiti. So you can spend some time, drink some water, and then address those two parties separately.
Okay.
Is it too much to ask? Is it too much to ask, though?
Not really. So
yeah, really, because because And do you know the name of Kenyan president?
Of course. So how to do the
yeah, sure. If you didn't, I would be furious.
If I was what? Is Mr. William Ruto the president of Kenya?
Yeah, it's still him. We've not changed yet.
Yeah, so I have to do the research. So basically, when Welton told me about the topic, I would never come on the platform without doing any research, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, you will start with the president, and you have to say his name. And in Kenya, how we address our head of state, we say Your Excellency. So get the feeling. I'm having a feeling that you'll stay home for a long time. So get used to that.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. Can you repeat the question again?
It's not a question. I was telling you just to address the president. Just
okay. So first,
your own words and say his name. And I was telling you just how we address heads of states in Kenya. Probably you know that. You are a diplomat.
Yeah.
And if Kenya is one of the countries of interest that you want to do some work with, definitely you know that. I have no doubt.
Sure. First, I would like to thank Mr. President Williams Ruto for intervening and really take Haitian situation and concern. I really appreciate that as a Black nation. So I think that Kenyan will be help to rebuild trust between military and intervention with the population, I can say. So, and when I see that on the news, and that was impressive, and I was just say to myself, so why always like other country, like different nation, which is not Black, help, like, usually help Haiti, but at that time is a Black nation. I feel kind of the concern because we look like, so we look like see African country and look at Haiti, and I have eyes on us. So that's really mean a lot to me. I really appreciate that, and I know it's not gonna be easy, as the president know already. So also I can say I wish the best for the mission. So Haiti is so happy. I was reading an article about the Haitian population. So really appreciate Kenya and also waiting for you guys as a Black nation to come. And Haiti is like home. And I would say welcome home, the Kenyan military. So it's a pleasure for us to having you. And I wish you the best. And then it's gonna be challenges, but I believe by build trust with the community and using diplomatic tools, which is winning mediation between, like I say, the Haitian gang and the Kenyan military. So by using good strategy and good equipment, and also, so I believe it can be a successful mission.
And with that note, even I am ready to go there as a journalist because understand a little bit of French.
Oh, thank
with
you.
that note, with your remarks.
Yeah, so Haiti appreciate you. So it's mean a lot to us. So yeah, I'm excited also to see what's gonna be happening, what is coming. So I'll keep in touch and with Relton also. So and I thank him also for the work he did in Haiti. It was amazing. And we as Haitian, we just tired, for everything Haiti been through. So and all the human being deserve peace. So we're looking for peace because we are a hardworking nation. So Haitian people will love to stay home, not have to go to other country to looking for life. We're hard worker. So as soon as we have stability and people come to invest in our country, build the economy, so we'll be so happy. And we'll be a part of it also to build. We'll build our country because Haiti is a beautiful country. Like we say, is a beautiful woman who suffer. That's the way we're looking at Haiti. So we're all willing to put our hands and then diaspora, Haitian, and all over the world. So we're here to work and to come back together with the Kenyan community, and they're not alone. So, and we take the presidents of Kenya for that. And thank you so much, you guys. I looking at the African nation as my brother. We're all Haitian. I see you African. We're brother and sister. It doesn't matter different language we speak, but we're so happy. See Kenyan nation is really concerned about Haitian insecurity and the instability. Thank you.
Thank you.
Without doubt, you made us love Haiti. Thank you so much. Thank you for your appreciation. And we are really glad that you had time to stay here with us.
Na kwa hayo maoni nadhani tunafungia hapo. Nadhani mmesema mengi kwa watazamaji wetu wote wa kipindi chetu cha leo. Tumeelimika vya kutosha kwa sasa kuhusiana na ujumbe wa Kenya ambao utakwenda kule kuingilia kati mzozo ambao kwa kweli umewatatiza wengi ambao wako ughaibuni kwa sasa hivi kutokana na kutoweza kuishi tena katika nchi yao kwa sababu hakuna udhibiti wa serikali.
Kabisa Lolani, nafikiria labda watu walikuwa wamezoea tukifanya mazungumzo yetu kwa Kiswahili, lakini leo tu
tutaridhika kwa muda huo tuliokuwa nao kwa leo.
Tumejilazimisha sababu tulikuwa na mgeni.
Naam. Labda tumpatie nafasi Bwana Weldon kutoa maneno yake ya mwisho kwa kipindi hiki cha leo, alafu tufunge. Ambaye kwa sababu moja au nyingine ametoka, kwa hivyo tutakomea hapo tu kwa leo Bwana Dennis.
Niko bado.
Aha.
So let me maybe wacha niongee kwa lugha ya Kiingereza ndio mgeni wetu asikie. So I will take this opportunity to actually also thank the president for making this decision. As I said before, the president is walking in a path that not so many people have walked before. We also remember the history of Cuba, the former president of Cuba. He has made a lot of sacrifices from the Caribbean to Africa. In the Africa independence, he actually helped fight for independence in Africa, in South Africa, in Zimbabwe, in Algeria, in so many countries that the Caribbean people, our Black brothers, actually died, over almost 10,000 of them in Africa, to the freedom of our brothers in Africa. So the distance does not matter, but the heart is always with our brothers in Caribbean and sisters. So I thank the president, and I want to say most of the questions people have been wondering, like language barrier, it's not a big, it is a mission challenge, but it's not an operational challenge. As I said, you have little time to argue with your enemy. because it's contact for the police. They are trained. And as our visitor mentioned, that they will need a mediator, a translator, when it comes to the mission to, especially when it's training or handling the Haitian population, when it's arrests. That's why you have the Kenyan police doing the job, and there is also Police National de Haiti. When it comes to following the laws of the Haitian laws, it is the Police National de Haiti making the arrests and doing all the process as it's supposed to be. It's not the Kenyan police. So it will always be the police de Haiti to do the job in arrest and everything, but there will be in the mission a translator or this kind of person, but operation, Kenya is ready. And Kenya is well trained. They are going to deal with them and they are going to be successful. We are telling our brothers and sisters in Haiti, Kenya is coming and they are going to make sure that you have a safe and conducive country. Thank you very much, Lolani, for giving me this time. And thank you very much, the entire team.
Thank you. Thank you again, Fabiola. Lala Salama. You didn't understand what it means. It means sleep well in Kiswahili.
Only.
Oh.